Commissioner Collins, would you pray for us, please?
I will. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you so much for this day. Lord, we thank you for what yesterday meant to all the fathers out there, and we just thank you for everything that you give us, and just continue to bless us as a court and as a county. We just lift up all those that work for our county and our first responders that are out there, and we just ask that you just continue to watch over us and care for all of us. And we just pray all these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call this June 19th, 2023 Marshall County Fiscal Court meeting to order. Our first guest is Jada McWilliams with Disabled American Veterans Chapter 118.
Thank you. I didn't know I was first.
Surprise.
That's what I get for not checking the docket.
Hey, first one in, first one out.
First one out.
That's right, that's right. Well, first of all, I want to thank all of you for allowing me to speak to you this morning on behalf of the Disabled American Veterans. I really want to just tell you exactly who we are and what we do, and we're part of this community as well in this county, and we represent this county very proudly. So if you did not know, I'll give you a little bit of background of the history of the DAV here. DAV here in Benton has had Chapter 118 established since March 9th of 1961, and they had 28 members at that time. Today we have 127 members, and in 2020 was the 100th anniversary for the DAV, and I had the pleasure of working with our Benton City Mayor, Rita Dotson, who signed the State of Kentucky resolution to commend its observance and recognition of our organization, and so I'm very proud of that. As the elected commander for the third year here, I'm grateful and thankful to serve this community. I graduated from Marshall County. Then I went to go serve in the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps, and I finished up my obligated service of 30 years in 2013. I am now retired, woohoo, and glad to be home. So I'm still serving, and so I love this county and this community, and our veterans organizations and their families are a really high priority in my agenda here. Our office is open every Wednesday downstairs in the basement there, and so some of the operations is what I just want to let you know what we do and what we are here to assist you in this community. We assist veterans in filing their service-connected disability compensations. Their disability claims through the Veterans Affairs is not easy. And so we've all been there. All my officers are all sitting over there as well. We submit forms for the veterans' health care through Marion and Nashville, and you know that's our only two VA hospitals that we have that we work with. We provide veterans with that transportation to and from these medical appointments and throughout Marshall County. So we have designated drivers, transportation van. We do burial, funeral benefits. I work a lot with spouses, widows, for compensations. We also transport down to the Kentucky veteran cemeteries. I have worked also with some service dog, trying to get some service dog programs going for our veterans. The biggest major thing that I'm sure all of you all are aware of too, with what's been handed to us, is from the recent tornado. And through that devastation, through that is I've worked with many of our veterans here in Marshall County, And as a result of the tornado damage in 2021, I am continuing to still work with these veterans. So I had to go and through the other veteran organizations to raise $20,000 to help. And we're still in need of some of the veterans that are in need of. Many of these veterans lost their military records, the DD-214s, all their medical, everything. And so here we are operating downstairs with just our own personal laptops at that time. And so I went out and I asked for a grant through Kentucky Colonels. And I got all new computer systems down there. I even have one designated for a cyberspace for just any veteran walks in and needs documents printed or anything. So that has helped us tremendously. So now what I do when they come in and need a DD-214 is I hand walk them across the vault to Miss Holly and get that recorded so we never lose it again. So our internet connection is not the best downstairs, but we do our best. So we don't have a fax line, so I appreciate the help of other offices that have allowed me to fax things to the VA on these veterans' behalf. We are also responsible for the Mike Miller Memorial Day and the Veterans Day in November, and we all work together. We're also represented at the Veteran Support Group that meets once a month. There's 5 of these organizations or more that come together once a month, and we all work together. Our goal is all the same. I'm a member of them, they're a member of us, and we all work together here. So this June, I'm pleased to say that I've got 2 newly elected officers in my chapter, Jeremy Wallace and John Brinkley, and I am sending them to Lexington to attend the service officer training seminars that will help with updated policies in regards to disability claims. We never know what the need is when they walk in that office, whether their electric is off or they're homeless or they need food. It's quite amazing, actually, but I'm pleased to be there, and we are open every Wednesday and need be any other day that we're called in. We also have successfully sent 7 veterans from Marshall County on the Bluegrass Honor Flight. So I have 2 pending right now, which is Bear Stone and Cat Spears. They're our next 2 that we got in there for this
That'll be a
year.
party.
It will. I sent them 2 together. I may not see them again, but I did send them. So essentially, I was just wanting to come in here today to let the court know that we are here to serve the veterans of the armed forces, their families, and the survivors in this community. So I am dedicated to help empower other veterans live here in Marshall County with respect that they so deserve and dignity. So as the commander of this DAV Chapter 118, my elected officers are Mitch Henson, he's my adjutant and treasurer. Jeremy Wallace is now my senior vice commander. Junior vice is John Brinkley, commander. Gary Smithers is sergeant at arms, and I got David Green over there, who has recently became commander of American Legion, but he's also like my right-hand man with Needline and everything else, and a lifetime member as well. So all these gentlemen, I appreciate them very much. I thank you for allowing me to address the court today, and if you have any questions, then
I just want to say thank you very much for what y'all do. I think it's a very honorable thing what y'all are doing. I really do, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for coming. You're welcome anytime. Appreciate all of you. Okay, next guest, we have Chad McCann, Rivercrest Engineering, Oak Level Water Project bids.
Good morning.
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 Hard to follow that one.
Yep.
Different type of service that I'm in.
Yeah.
Something we all benefit from, for sure. Good folks. Today, I want to present our recommendation for award of the Oak Level Phase 1, called Oak Level West Marshall Phase 1 Water System Improvements Expansion Project. Last week, we opened bids on the project, and very pleased. Basically, just the short summary of that is we got 3 really good bids, very competitive, and shows very well, just for the community and the need for the area, and good contractors bidding on the project. So, I think very, very happy and pleased with the way those came in. If you guys have had a chance to review our recommendation letter, the low bid amount that was presented was from Merco Utility Services, LLC. The total bid amount for Merco was $2,649,373.50. The total separation of the bids was less than 10% between the low bidder and the high bidder, which, in our opinion, is pretty good, pretty tight bids. People paid attention, they were looking into it and trying to give their best numbers to the county for the project. So, do feel good about those. We have worked with Merco, as you're aware, on several projects in the past, and based on our experiences working with them, based on the experiences of our other clients that we've worked with in the past, we don't have any problems recommending them for the award of this contract for the amount that I stated. As part of that package, we provided the notice of award and owner-contractor agreement documents. So if the court so chooses, execute those, and we can help you all move forward to the next step, getting that project awarded, move forward through the material submittals, and getting that work going.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Chad? We need the motion to include contingent on you reviewing this. Okay. Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the bid of $2,649,373.50 from Merco, and that would be contingent on Jason reviewing the contract?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You have anything else, Chad?
No, I'm prepared to ask any other questions or answer any other questions
Okay.
related to any of the projects, but I think we're all in very good shape. Like talking with the contractors, I think talking with Merco, they'd be ready to move pretty quick on the project and get in here in summertime construction. Things are good. It is a long duration type contract, 12-month contract that we're talking about, so it will extend through the winter months, but a lot of opportunities to move forward and get this project done for the community.
Great. We're excited to get started on it. Thank you so much.
All right.
Are materials easier to get now? Is that easing up a little bit, or is it still?
Copper and brass are still difficult, but the good thing about this project is initially, it doesn't have all those meters and service settings that would be entailed in a replacement type project. So the pipe, valves, hydrants are pretty easy to get right now, so shouldn't hold things up.
Good deal.
Man, I hope that's a sign of things to come. I mean, that's
Very true.
good news as it relates to at least what we thought that figure was going to be, so.
Sure, and I put that, kind of our recommendation
Yeah.
is, in the course of this, we started back around the pandemic, whenever we were putting our initial estimates together, and we saw materials skyrocket and labor, fuel increases all over the board, and those have come down considerably over the last two and a half years. Very, very good thing for our communities and getting things going again.
We still have some time to right, per ARPA guidelines to target the next project, right?
Yes, if I recall correctly, they have to be committed. We have to decide on the projects. I believe by the end of fiscal year '24.
Okay,
That's correct.
And then they have to be
Yeah.
spent. We have more time after that to finish everything.
right.
Through 26 is the last figures I heard. So
Okay.
allocated by 24 and spent by 26.
Good deal.
All right.
Awesome. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thanks, Chad.
Next up, and I do not see him, Trevor Bonstetter with WK&T. Okay.
I don't don't look much like Trevor. My name is Karen. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at WK&T, and I thank you very much for having us here this morning, including Trevor in that when I say us. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about the fiber expansion in Marshall County, give you a little bit of an update on our current project. Back 2 years ago in September 2021, you all passed a resolution to partner with us in a Kentucky State grant application for expansion of a fiber network into parts of Marshall County. That total project cost was $2.5 million. It was a 50-50 split, 50% grant, 50% private investment. So the match amount was $1.25 million, and the resolution you all passed was to share that with WK&T 50-50. So it was $625,000 from the county and $625,000 from WK&T. It was to serve 249 locations and a 47-mile fiber project. We submitted that grant application. We were successful. We were awarded. Right now, the current status is we've got the project engineered, and the state of Kentucky won't approve the environmental side of it. It's still under environmental review. There's a little bit of a holdup in the Clarks River area, and we have hired an archaeologist to help us with that, to try to make the revisions to the build that the state's going to require, so they can go ahead and approve that, and we can get started. For reference, at that same time, we did a grant application for part of Callaway County too. We were also awarded that grant, and we've long been started in Callaway County. So I want you all to understand that it's just the environmental holdup, the red tape there, but we're ready to go as soon as we get the nod. What I'm here to talk to you today about is another grant opportunity. There is a USDA, so it's a federal grant. It's called the Community Connect Grant Opportunity. This grant eligible areas are any area that lack 25/3 service. That's 25 meg down and 3 meg up. We are proposing to build a 100% fiber buried network in the area that we've identified that meets the grant eligibility requirements. This would be capable of 2 gig symmetrical service, just like the area we're getting ready to build with the first grant will be capable of, with scalability up to 10 gig and beyond if needed. The fiber passes the light, and it's the electronics you put on the end of it, so it's a fully scalable network to meet future needs. The area that we've identified that's eligible for the Community Connect grant is 105 locations. It's about 15 miles of fiber. The total project cost is $1.2 million. And this one, instead of being a 50-50 like the state grant, this is an 85-15. So 85% of the funding comes from grant, 15% comes from the local match. And so that makes the local match for this opportunity $156,000. And, whenever we have a local partner like we did last time, which we appreciate so much, it strengthens our grant application, and we're more likely to be awarded. There's a rubric, a scoring rubric when we submit these grant applications, and one of the things they look at is a community partner that has a financial stake in the project, and it strengthens your application, and you're more likely to get awarded. So what I'm here today to do is to ask you all to partner with us on this grant application. It's due by 11 a.m. tomorrow, so we've got we've got almost all of the we've got all the legwork done. We just have to hit that submit button. But so it's
How much did you say again? Trevor had told me 85,000 would be the county's part.
Well, as we got closer, we're always refining as we get toward that final grant application submission. So it's a $1.2 million project. $156,000 is the grant portion, the match portion, and so we would ask to split that 50-50 with the county again.
Okay.
So it's $78,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, as we work toward final application, we're always refining and getting updated quotes and
Okay.
So
I heard that 156 number, and I thought,
well, no, then half that. So
Okay.
those the 78,000.
Awesome.
So that's what I'm here today to ask you all to partner with us, so I can answer any questions you might have.
Is this your first one of this specific grant?
No,
Or have
this
you
would
already?
be our third.
Okay.
We received a community connect down in the Dukedom, Tennessee area and down in the Pillaville, Tennessee area.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do have experience in applying and executing these grants.
Area-wise, it's like, I assume contiguous to where you already
Yeah, it's
have
real close.
fiber?
It's an area that is a little bit southwest of Benton, kind of here between Benton and Mayfield.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the eligible area in the county.
that would make sense. Well, yeah, I know we're not prepared to do anything with the leftover ARPA, but is ARPA available
It is.
for that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably what you're thinking anyway. You're about to
It
say
is.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then we could free up the general fund
Yeah.
money to do whatever we wanted to with.
Then I move that we do the split for this project and allow them to apply for the USDA grant.
Second.
The split on that being $78,000.
$78,000.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner McGuire? Motion to second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Very excited to be getting fiber and water all in the same meeting. Very exciting things going on here. I do have a question backing up a little bit. Is there a timeline estimation once you get started on the initial project?
The
Once it-
first one?
Yeah, once it's through the
Yeah.
environmental?
That's just 47 miles, barring any other issues and bad weather and things, it'll be under 2 years to get that completed.
Okay.
Well, it depends on how many crews we can get up here to be working on it, but that will go pretty quick. That's not a real big build. And then the one now that you all just approved, which thank you very much, would be, even faster.
Okay,
So-
great.
I do
Is
have
it close to the Clarks River?
Well, the first one,
No, I know. I'm saying the second one.
you know what, I'm not sure. My geography in Marshall County is not as good as it should be. I'm an Illinois native, so I've been learning everything down here. So I do have a resolution, if you all don't mind signing today, that I've drafted, if you approve it, and then I can submit that with the grant application tomorrow morning, and that'll serve us
Okay.
well, so.
Have you seen that, Jason, that resolution?
No, yes, I'm sorry, I should have sent that over. It's the same one as before, it's just updated numbers. I'd be happy to.
Let him look at that real quick, and then we can. Okay. While he's looking at
I
that,
think it's just another example of just how I hope, I mean, you see just how expensive it is to run. I know everybody wants internet, and I totally get it. But $1.2 million to serve potentially 105 customers is,
For 15 miles.
I can multiply that fairly easy, and it's a whole lot of money per
It is.
customer. So if you were to, WK&T were to have to do that on their own, I mean, it'd take forever to get that money back.
Right, it wouldn't be financially feasible without the grant and
Yeah.
the support with you all.
And I mean, obviously, it's needed, but goodness, they're gonna have to
lot.
sink a whole lot more money into that fund for us to be able to take that out all over the place, but.
Yeah.
just want to hang tight just a second. I'm going to let Mr. Pagel read our personnel changes, and then we'll come right back to
Okay,
that.
thank you.
All right, May personnel changes. Meredith Lewis, termed 5/1/23. Melissa Curry, termed 5/1/23. Blake Castile, Road Department, effective 5/1/23 at 21.08 per hour. Mackenzie Edwards, Deputy Jailer, effective 5/5/23 at 13.39 an hour. Robert Lucy, Road Department, seasonal, effective 5/15/23 at 12 per hour. Jackie Darnell, Road Department, seasonal, effective 5/15/23 at 12 an hour. Gary Darrington, Road Department, seasonal, effective 5/15/23 at 12 an hour. Andrew Ritter, Sanitation, effective 5/1/23 at 15 an hour. Jason Oakley, retired 5/31/23. Congratulations, Jason Oakley.
Thank you. Okay, Jason has reviewed the resolution, and he's good with that. Do I have a motion to accept the resolution?
I just want to make note that, to Corey, that it says, "This resolution shall be spread upon the minutes of the fiscal court." So spread it out. Yeah. I don't know how you stretch paper.
Or you could just put it in two different places in the minutes. maybe.
Paper stretcher. Was there a motion on that?
Do you have to read it first? Or we good? Read it.
I guess I'll read this. All right, it's a resolution authorizing the submittal of an application to 2023 USDA Community Connect grant, whereas the legislative body of Marshall County, Kentucky, having committed itself to the improvement of the community that it represents, wishes to authorize West Kentucky and Tennessee Telecommunications Cooperative Incorporated, here in WKNT, to make application for the purpose of providing broadband access to an unserved or underserved areas of Marshall County, and whereas having determined proper eligibility by USDA's program guidelines, said governing body wishes to authorize WKNT to make application for $1.2 million in grant funds to implement the aforementioned improvements, and will commit funds in the amount of $78,000 to be provided by WKNT and $78,000 provided by Marshall County government. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of Marshall County, Kentucky, meeting in session on this 19th day of June, 2023, that the Judge Executive of Marshall County is authorized to commit local matching funds to the proposed budget and to sign all necessary assurances, agreements, or contracts required for recipients of these funds. Be it further resolved that all resolutions of the Fiscal Court of Marshall County, Kentucky, which are in conflict with this resolution, are hereby repealed. Be it further resolved that this resolution take effect from and after its passage, the public welfare requiring it. This resolution shall be spread upon the minutes of the fiscal court. Pursuant to the rules of the fiscal court, this resolution is sponsored by the following members of the Marshall County Commissioners. A lot of places for signatures.
Move we approve it.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Under, go ahead and sign it. Okay, under old business, approval of the minutes for the June 6 meeting and June 6 public hearing
Move we approve
meeting.
both.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2023-10, ordinance reinstating 2018-07, second reading.
Okay, this is an ordinance lifting the suspension of enforcement of ordinance number 2018-07 and declaring that the enforcement of said ordinance is now authorized. Whereas the Marshall County Fiscal Court had previously suspended enforcement of ordinance 2018-07 due to an emergency created by the December 2021 tornadoes. Whereas the emergency period has lapsed and the Marshall County Fiscal Court wishes to authorize enforcement of ordinance number 2018-07 once again, now therefore be it ordained by the Marshall County Fiscal Court as follows. Upon second reading and passage, ordinance number 2018-07 shall once again be subject to enforcement for any and all violations thereof. The first reading was June 6th, 2023.
Need a motion to approve and adopt?
Motion approve, adopt.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance 2023-11, ABC Amendment, second reading.
Okay, this is an ordinance amending Ordinance 2015-05, regulating the sale and consumption of alcoholic beverages in Marshall County, Kentucky. Whereas pursuant to an election held on July 28, 2015, a majority of the voters in Marshall County, Kentucky were in favor of the county going wet and permitting alcohol sales. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Marshall County, Kentucky deems it necessary to regulate the sales of alcoholic beverages within its boundaries. Whereas the Fiscal Court of Marshall County, Kentucky does wish to amend the existing ordinance as it relates to hours for sale and delivery, now therefore be it ordained by the Fiscal Court of Marshall County, Kentucky as follows. Under our provisions, hours of sale and delivery, unless otherwise set forth specifically herein, a licensee for distilled spirits, wine, or malt beverages by the drink shall be permitted to sell or dispense distilled spirits, wine, and/or malt beverages by the drink between the hours of 6 a.m. until 12 midnight on Mondays through Saturdays. Sunday sales by the drink shall only be permitted between the hours of 12 noon until 12 midnight, notwithstanding the foregoing sales by the drink on December 31st, regardless of the day of the week upon which it may fall, may continue until 2 a.m. on January 1st. Retail, packaged distilled spirits and wine sales and packaged malt beverage sales shall be permitted from 6 a.m. until 12 midnight. A licensee shall not sell, give away, or deliver any alcoholic beverage or permit any alcoholic beverage to be sold, given away, or delivered on the licensed premises during non-permitted hours for sale and delivery. A licensee shall not permit the consumption of alcoholic beverages on the licensed premises past 12 midnight. Alcohol sales at golf courses. Golf courses located within the county that have a golf course alcohol beverage control license shall be allowed to sell distilled spirits, wine, or malt beverages by the drink between the hours of 6 a.m. until midnight on Mondays through Saturdays. Sunday sales by the drink shall only be permitted between the hours of 12 noon and 12 midnight. Notwithstanding the foregoing, sales by the drink on December 31st, regardless of the day of the week upon which it may fall, may continue until 2 a.m. on January 1st. First reading was June 6, 2023.
Do I have a motion to approve and adopt?
Move we approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to say that had some people ask me why we was reading this, and I explained to them it's what it's omitting, and what this will do is it'll allow packaged liquor sales on Sunday now where it's previously been not allowed. I just wanted to get that stated on the record.
Anything else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-1. Under new business, continuity of operations plan. Mr. Pagel, would you read the summary, please?
Sure. The Continuity of Operations Plan, also known as COOP. Right, Kurt? He's paying attention. This is a promulgation statement, a quick summary of 66 pages of documentation. All right, the county mission is to ensure its operations are performed efficiently with minimal disruption, especially during an emergency. This document provides planning and program guidance for implementing the continuity plan and programs to ensure the organization is capable of conducting its essential missions and functions under all threats and conditions. To accomplish this mission, the Marshall County Fiscal Court and the Marshall County Emergency Management Agency must ensure government services are performed efficiently with minimal disruption during emergencies, disasters, or other situations that will disrupt day-to-day operations. This document provides planning and program guidance for implementing Marshall County's continuity of government, COG, and continuity of operations, COOP, plans to ensure Marshall County is capable of conducting its mission essential functions under all threats and conditions. Key Marshall County personnel who are relocated under this plan are collectively known as the Lead Continuity Team. Upon plan activation, when instructed, these members will deploy to CFSB Bank at 221 West 5th in Benton, Kentucky, unless instructed to report to another location. Upon arrival, continuity personnel will sign in and start to establish an operational capability and perform essential functions within 12 hours from the time of the activation of the continuity plan for up to a 30-day period or until normal operations can be resumed. It will be reviewed and recertified annually. Recipients are requested to advise the county's emergency management director of any changes which might result in its improvement or increase in its usefulness. All changes to this plan and the supporting annexes must be approved by the Marshall County Fiscal Court and Marshall County Emergency Management to be approved this day.
Need a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the plan.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Admin code review.
Okay? Well, everyone's had a chance to review the admin code. This is the month where commissioners may make recommendations to change the admin code. Following June, any change to the admin code can be brought up by Judge Spraggs.
There are some changes I think we'll be making to this. We can do it at the next meeting or whatever. Board appointments, and we've got a bunch of them. I'll need a motion for each one, please. The first one is to appoint Diane Reed to the Marshall County Public Library to fill the expired term of Jeannie Lovett, term to expire 8/1/27.
Move to approve the appointment.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Reappoint Jimmy Tubbs to Jonathan Creek Water Board, term to expire 6/30/27.
So approve, or make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next one is to appoint Dean McCoy to North Marshall Water Board to fill the expired term of Jim Dossett. Term would expire 6/30/27.
Move to approve.
Second? All those, any discussion?
Yeah, I just want to let Jim, this ain't nothing personal. We're just
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next one is reappoint Tom Hyder to the Cemetery Board, term to expire 6/30/27.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Reappoint Jason Accord to East Marshall Fire Board, term to expire 6/30/26.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Reappoint Greg Hainish to West Marshall Fire Board, term to expire 6/30/26.
That should be fair dealing olive.
Oh, fair dealing olive. You're right, she said.
Move to approve the fair deal and olive.
Second.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Reappoint Weldon Solomon to the Palma Bryansburg Fire Board, term to expire 6/30/26.
So moved.
Your second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Reappoint Tom Munsterman to the Possum Trot Sharp Fire Board, term to expire 6/30/26.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Reappoint Mona Freeman to South Marshall Fire Board, term to expire 6/30/26.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Reappoint Judy Price to West Marshall Fire Board, term to expire 6/30/26.
So moved. Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Appoint Rick Melton to West Marshall Fire Board to fill vacated term of firefighter Butch Wyman, term to expire 6/30/25.
So moved. Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Appoint Jeff Waters to West Marshall Fire Board to fill the position vacated by Rick Melton, term expires 6/30/24.
So moved.
I got a question. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So moved.
Motion, is there a
Second.
second? Motion second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Looks like I'm gonna be swearing in people for a couple of days.
It's a lot of swearing.
Okay.
Yeah, we've gotten some more information as recently as about 5 minutes ago on this, so we need to hold off on having that hearing on Little John Lane. We
Okay.
can look at it a little bit closer.
Okay. We had on the agenda to schedule a public meeting on Little John Lane, but we're going to postpone that at this time. We still have information coming in to Jason pertaining to that, so we'll reschedule that at a later date. Treasurer's report, Ms. West?
Okay, on your drive, you have two May treasurer reports. One is just a zoomed-in version so that you can see it better. The first one came out really small. And this is, again, not one that goes to DLG. This is just for you all, so you accept this. The next month, June, it will be a quarterly. It does go to DLG, and that you vote to approve. But you can look through there, see the recon, see where we're at on every expense line and receipt line, as compared to where it's at on the budget.
Move to approve the May reconciliation,
Second.
or accept. Accept.
Motion second. Any discussion?
Something with an A.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Transfers.
Okay, there's not a bank transfer, there's just appropriation transfers. We have some department head requests, we have a few things just to, we're at the end of the year, we have a few utility lines and things that are kind of needing to be moved around. And then we have a transient tax transfer, it's $25,207.50.
Move to approve the appropriation transfers.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You said there was no transfer?
No bank transfer.
Okay, thank you. Need a motion to pay the bills?
Motion pay the bill.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to go into executive session to discuss litigation and personnel per KRS 61-810, 1C and F.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Call this Marshall County Fiscal Court meeting back to order. I just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.